when you're negotiating, when you've got a proposal in front of you that you could live with, but you're thinking, I wonder if I could hang in a little bit longer, you are not making $100 an hour. You're making $100 a minute, possibly $100 a second. You will never make money faster than you will when you're negotiating. I don't care if you do brain surgery in your spare time. You will never make money faster than you will when you're negotiating. And if that's not enough, remember, those of you who own your own distributorships, that a negotiated dollar is a bottom line profit dollar. It's not a gross revenue dollar. All of your expenses are going to stay the same whether you negotiate this or whether you don't. It comes right to the bottom line of your organization. It's a bottom line profit dollar. You'll never make money faster than you will when you're negotiating. Before I became a full-time speaker in 1982, I was president of one of the largest real estate companies in California. 28 offices, 540 sales associates. We were writing $500 million worth of business, but only closing $400 million worth of business. $100 million was slipping through the cracks. I found that by teaching my managers and my agents some simple negotiating techniques, we could cut that loss in half. We picked up $50 million worth of business. So I know how good negotiating techniques can improve the performance of a company.
In today's challenging business environment, your people need to be better negotiators than ever before. Let Roger Dawson teach your people how to power negotiate, and they will be able to significantly improve the bottom line. Roger developed the art of power negotiating by studying international negotiators and applying the lessons learned to business situations.
Thank you, Jerry. Great to be with you. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, what on earth do I need negotiating skills for? It has been ages since I've been called into a prison riot or a hijacking situation. That's because we tend to think of negotiating as a specialized art for crisis situations. But in actual fact, we're negotiating all the time. Anytime we're eyeball to eyeball, belly button to belly button, kneecap to kneecap with another human being, we're negotiating. And if we know how to do it right, if we know how to structure win-win negotiations so that not only do we get what we want, but they get what they want too, not only are we a lot more successful in life insurance, but a lot of the pressure, the friction, and the stress goes out of our lives. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, I don't need negotiating because I don't control the price of my policies. I'm going to suggest to you that if you do not have price flexibility, you need to be a better negotiator than someone who does have price flexibility. So we are negotiating all the time. For many years now, I've been a student of how to impact an audience. I believe the best thing I can do for your audience is to customize my talk to the point where they believe that I'm part of their industry. So in addition to the customizing questionnaire that we'll send you, I will soak up all kinds of information about your industry, so that by the time I get to your group, they will truly believe that I'm one of them. Now, this is a very simple principle to talk about. It's very easy to understand. It is very hard to do when you're in the thick of a negotiation and the proposal from the other side is better than you thought it was going to be. Maybe you've got a deal and negotiating a concession on a labor claim with you, and you listen to the problem, and in your mind this is sounding like a $1,000 problem, a $2,000 problem. And when the dealer's proposal is much better than you thought it was going to be, maybe $250 would take care of it, you're so relieved that it wasn't worse, you make the mistake of saying yes too quickly. What does this teach you? This teaches you that you always go through the process of negotiating, even if the first offer is perfectly acceptable, even if that's what you'll end up doing. Go through the process of negotiating because you want the other side to feel that they won in the negotiation. Far more important that they feel that they won than that you feel that you won. In fact, I'd almost give you that as a definition of a power negotiator. Two of you may go out to negotiate a new dealership, for example. You're both in exactly the same circumstances, and you both come away with exactly the same numbers. But the poor negotiator comes away with the other side feeling that they lost. The power negotiator comes away with the other side feeling that they won. Never say yes to the first offer, however good it looks, because there is a predictable sequence of responses that will go through anybody's mind anytime you say okay to the first suggestion. So predictable that I'll have you tell me what they are. Fair enough? Let's say that you're thinking of buying a second car. The people down the street have one for sale, and they're asking, let's say, $10,000 for it. And at that, it is a terrific buy. There's not a thing wrong with the price. But you can't wait to get down there and snap it up before somebody else beats you to it. But on the way down there, you start thinking to yourself, well, I'll be a good negotiator. Just to see what happens, I'll make them a super low offer for the car. I'll offer them $8,000. Now, I know I'm not going to get it for that, but maybe we'll end up splitting the difference. It'll be an even better buy. So you go down, you sit down with the husband and wife that own the automobile. You present your $8,000 offer. Now, you're waiting for them to explode with rage at such a low offer. Well, what actually happens is the husband looks at the wife and says, well, what do you think, dear? And she says, oh, let's go ahead and sell it and get rid of it. What is your first reaction? Are you sitting there thinking, wow, what a terrific negotiator I am. I could not have got it for a penny less. Is that what you're thinking? I don't think so. What are you thinking?
What's wrong with the car?
Pay too much. And what's wrong with the car, right? And those are the same two reactions that will go through anybody's mind anytime you say okay to the first suggestion. What if you'd have gone in at $7,000 or $6,000 or $5,000? And they said, well, sure, we'll take that. Wouldn't you still think you could have done better? It has nothing to do with the price. It only has to do with the way they reacted to the proposal. All right, now let's talk about the number one mistake that I see negotiators making. They don't flinch at the other side's proposal. So let's say you're here at one of the parks and they have this Choco sketch artist, doesn't have the price posted. You say, how much is the sketch? He says $15. If that doesn't appear to shock you, his next words will be, and $5 extra for color. If you still don't appear to be shocked, he'll say, we have these shipping cards here, you'll need one of these too. As opposed to with a flinch, how much is the sketch? $15. $15! That's a lot of money. And he says, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I normally charge $5 extra for the color. For you, I'll throw it in at no extra charge. That's still a lot of money, you're saying. He says, well, come here. I have never, ever done this before. But you are such a nice person. I'll not only give you the color, I'll throw in one of these shipping cartons too. You see the difference? I want you to give me some reasons for asking for more than you expect to get. Why, if you think you'll be lucky to get $10,000 for that car you're selling, would it be a good idea to ask you for $12,000? Give me some reasons why you should ask for more than you expect to get.
They might give it to you.
They might just give it to you. Wow.
And you can always come down between that.
That's right. Let's take this one at a time. Boy, it's great to be at TP and around positive, enthusiastic people, right? The first thought that comes into your mind is you might just get it, right? You just don't know how the universe is aligned on that particular day. God may be leaning over a cloud looking down at you saying, wow, they've been working so hard for so long now. Let's just give them a break. Well, she could say that, couldn't she? It could happen. And the second thought is you can always come down, but you can never go up. So it gives you some negotiating room. So those are two good reasons. Give me another reason for asking for more than you expect to get.
It adds value.
Adds value, right. If you're saying to something, well, this is what I want, but for you, I'll give it to you for this, you've immediately discounted the perceived value in their mind. You ask for what you want. If you're going to make any concessions at all, make them very reluctantly and make the other side work for those reasons. So that's a very good, we've got three good reasons now. You might just get it. It gives you some negotiating room. It raises the perceived value. Give me another reason for asking for more than you expect to get. They feel like they won, right? And that's the number one reason why power negotiators would say, ask for more than you expect to get. It creates a climate where the other person can have a win with you in the negotiation. If you go in with your very best offer up front, there's no way they can have a win with you in the negotiation. Inexperienced negotiators always want to do this. This is the salesperson who's saying to their sales manager, look, I'm going out on this proposal today. I know it's going to be competitive. I know they're getting bids from other people. Let me cut the price up front. Otherwise, we won't stand a chance of getting it. Experienced negotiators know the power of asking for more than you expect to get. Let them negotiate with you. Let them have a win in the negotiation. Now, there's another reason why you should ask for more than you expect to get. And that is if you are dealing with an egotistical person on the other side of the negotiating table. And all I mean by that is someone who's proud of their ability to negotiate. They think they're a good negotiator. The negotiations will deadlock unless you give them room to have a win in the negotiations.
There are many speakers out there who can entertain your audience. But in addition to that, what I promise is I will improve the performance of your organization by teaching your people how to power negotiate. Negotiating training does not cost, it pays. Very interesting to watch a negotiation when you know what both sides are thinking. Wouldn't that be interesting before you went into a negotiation if you could know what they had been planning to use on you? When I do the all-day and the two-day seminars, we actually break up into groups and we do some negotiating together. So you might be buying another distributorship. And we have buyers, sellers, and referees. The referees are in a very interesting position because they have been in on the planning sessions of both sides. They know what the buyers are going to start at. They know what they're prepared to go to. So they might see the buyers make a proposal to the sellers that they know these buyers think this is an outrageously low proposal. They barely have the nerve to propose it. They think they're going to get laughed out of the room the minute they do. But to their surprise, they make the proposal, and the sellers don't appear to be that shocked. They thought the sellers were going to say, wait a minute, you want us to do what? No, you got to be out of your mind. We're not going to do that. But instead, the seller's response is much more measured. The sellers are saying, well, no, I don't think we're prepared to go that low. And in an instant, the negotiation changes. You can see the change in the buyer's face. What a moment ago was an outrageously low proposal to them now becomes doable. Now they're thinking, well, maybe we're not as far as we thought we were. Let's hang in. Let's be tough negotiators.
Whether it's a keynote, seminar, or all-day program, let Roger Dawson customize a presentation to fit your needs.